We're gonna watch this announcement in just 10 minutes to see if we're gonna get President Vance, or more realistically, just Trump dancing so everybody knows he's alive. If the president is dying, I want to hear it from Big Glizzy. This is your first chat message. I think it's a minor announcement about moving the headquarters of the Space Force, but he's doing it as an emergency to show how healthy and alive he is. But here's the thing about Trump. Here's the beautiful thing about Trump. Is that it doesn't matter what the announcement is about, because he's gonna go off script within 30 seconds talking about whatever rambles comes to his mind. Here's the primer, because we're starting here in just 6 minutes. And this is an emergency announcement just announced yesterday that Donald Trump is going to do an address to the nation. Here's the deal. Hashtag Trump dead has been trending all weekend. It has 19K posts today, but it has over 100K posts over the past few days. People have been unable to get a clear video of Donald Trump in the past week, and he's been sort of off the grid. And so, you know, maybe a little bit of wishful thinking from social media, and a little bit of, it's weird that he's not in public, and a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. It turned into a viral sensation, and there was a meme from it. Now, a couple things are real that are worth talking about. I haven't really talked about this yet because every single day, some world leader it trends is dead. I've seen Xi Jinping is dead. I've seen Putin is dead. I've seen Modi is dead. I've seen Trump is dead, okay? But there are a couple things. Number one is that Trump has this weird bruising on his hand. I thought this was a viral fake image. It's real. This is a real image of his hand with like this really deep bruising that has been seen in a couple media appearances recently. He's been covering it up poorly with concealer. The White House says it's because it is a vein condition that is normal. He has a relatively normal or benign, this is their words, benign vein condition that he is dealing with that is not a severe threat to his health, but they've been covering it up in this weird way with concealer and his bruising. At the same time, he's also had surprisingly swollen ankles. There's a number of confirmed photographs where his ankles look huge, like way bloated. Could be pregnant. Could be pregnant. So anyway, some health condition, whether it's minor or major, is clearly showing up in the photographs. And so that, combined with his media disappearance, which is rare for Trump, caused the hashtag Trump dead to trend. Now, in response to Trump dead trending, Trump had to show the world that he's okay. So they had him tweet, "Never felt better in my life. Also, DC's a crime-free zone." So there you had it. He's never felt better in his life. But a couple weird things. The only photograph they put out officially was this one of him at the golf course, where I've never seen him smile like that, and his eyes have never looked more strained. Anyway, he's cheesing, bro. I mean, he looks like they got the clamps in the back to keep his smile. All this stuff, it's a little odd. He does look worse for the wear. Definitely looks old as fuck. But nothing that crazy. But then a couple other weird things happened. JD Vance, in an interview, started talking about, if the worst should happen, I'm willing to step up.
Well, I've gotten a lot of good on-the-job training over the last 200 days, but also say that the president is in incredibly good health. He's got incredible energy. And while most of the people who work around the president of the United States are younger than he is, I think that we find that he actually is the last person who goes to sleep. He's the last person making phone calls at night, and he's the first person who wakes up and the first person making phone calls in the morning. So yes, things can always happen.
Kobe.
Yes, terrible tragedies happen. But I feel very confident the President of the United States is in good shape, is going to serve out the remainder of his term and do great things for the American people. And if, God forbid, there's a terrible tragedy, I can't think of better on-the-job training than what I've gotten over the last 200 days.
You know, I mean, again, he reaffirms the president's health, but says if there's a terrible tragedy, I have the on-the-job training to step up. And then, so this was true, but I think it's misleading, but I'll mention it anyway. This went viral. They announced this emergency thing today. They're going to have an emergency announcement at 2 p.m. today. No further details given. That's what we're going to be watching right now. Oh, is this going, what the hell? All roads to the nearby Walter Reed Hospital were shut down. However, that's not the hospital the president normally goes to. That's the one for like non-super serious emergencies. But then one more thing happened, which is that this is really weird. The White House uploaded like an hour ago or before this, President Trump's 11 life lessons. Which felt like an obituary. It was such a weird thing to upload right before, as everyone's predicting I don't know. So a lot of weird things have been happening this weekend. All in all, it's probably a nothing ever happens. I am of the opinion that he's gonna come out in this meeting and try to look as healthy as possible and probably be fine if a little old. I mean, more than a little old, but the main theory is that it's going to be this. Trump is going to announce that Space Command is moving from Colorado to Alabama. Now, obviously, this is not really a big or important announcement. The goal of this meeting is to show that he looks healthy and strong. So we'll see how well he does that as we watch it going live now.
Well,
we
thank
live?
you very much. It's a very important day and an important announcement with great friends of mine. I think I can say. Beautiful.
He seems all right. He seems all right.
Of a place called Huntsville, Alabama. Forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City. Okay, so Huntsville, Alabama. We love Alabama. Pete, say a few words, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. As usual, right place, right time, for the right reason.
Mr. President, we are grateful for your leadership on this and restoring Space Command to its rightful home in Huntsville, Alabama. This delegation
They're like
has
competing
worked
to
together.
outglaze. Go for
Mr.
it.
President,
Go for the glaze.
another promise made, another promise kept. You think about it.
One more. Come on.
Let me just say, President, I want to say thank you. And thank you for doing this because it was the right thing to do. When they looked at all the numbers, Huntsville was the place to go. And
Dude, this is like in school when everybody has to give an answer and everyone who hasn't done the reading goes, I agree with what he said. I agree with what he said, and I think it's because they just repeat the same answer.
What we're doing with moving the Space Command to Huntsville is absolutely critical to our maintaining dominance.
Oh my
in that
God!
sphere.
I get it!
And the big, beautiful bill, that Golden Dome, will be built in Huntsville, Alabama, and we're grateful for that. Thank you.
Hell yeah. One more. Come on, one more. Thank him.
As chairman of the Armed Services Committee, I care very much about what's most important for our national security. And the president held a nationwide competition to determine where we should have this.
Is it Huntsville, Alabama?
If y'all will remember, at the end of that competition, where Alabama came in first, there was a lot of complaints from the other
Was it
states
political?
that
Did it go to
not place
Colorado?
well. His Secretary of the Air Force reviewed the results, said it was fair, and the president named
But
Huntsville.
then Biden, right?
It was the Biden administration that decided to make it political, even though his own Secretary of the Air Force said it was a
But
fair
then Trump brought it
competition and
back,
should be in
right?
Huntsville.
And now it's great,
So
and
I
you
want
should
you to
thank
know,
him.
I appreciate this president standing up and being strong and saying he's going to make this right and put
Okay,
it where it
great.
rightfully belongs. That's
Fucking
Huntsville,
great
Alabama.
speech. Wow, that's incredible. So original.
Completely different, but about a big viral
Health
social
question.
media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? Did you see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I
didn't see that?
You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like
All
this is
successful.
going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports.
I
Now,
do
you
love
knew
a
I did
Sleepy
an
Joe
interview
hit.
that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths.
Poignant
I was very
truths.
active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, and no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just so
Fake
it's so
news!
fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. You know, we took many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean.
Excuse
and
me?
they'll cut your throat, and they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even
Excuse
remember
me?
that they did it. And we're not going to
Born
have those
to be
people.
criminals is
Washington, D.C. is now a
That's
safe
fucking
zone. It's a
crazy.
safe place.
Yeah, I mean, it's just racist,
But,
right?
big doesn't mean anything when they have guns and when they have knives and everything.
They need to
else
lock
that
up
they
these
have,
children.
right?
They're born to be
But
criminals.
you can walk, and remember, we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, we have all these things coming, and we have 250. But I watched Newsom get up and say he's doing a great. He's not. We're the ones that did it, and that's okay, whatever it takes. But the main thing is But he got up and said, we did it. Well, he didn't want us there. And he's going to need us again because it's starting to form again. I see it. It's starting to form again.
What's starting to
we
form
have to
again?
maintain. It's like maintenance on an airplane. You can buy it, but you have to maintain it.
Okay, so what you're saying is
And
you
if
need
don't
a
maintain it, a good plane becomes very
federalized
unsafe
National
very
Guard
quickly.
police force
So,
responsible to
it's
you
an honor
that is
to
in
do it.
every city
It's
at all
a lot of
times.
presidents
And if
need
it
this,
ever
but when
leaves,
I,
then it reforms, so you have to be
watch
back.
Do you have any response?
Well, it was a radical left judge, but very importantly, what did you not tell me in that question or statement that you made? Pretty much of a statement, I think.
Well, I was asking for the response.
No, you didn't say what the judge said, though. The judge said, but you can leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can continue to be in place. That's all we need. But why didn't you put that as part of your statement? Because the same judge ruled exactly as you said, except the judge said that you could leave the 300 people that you already have in place.
I want to show what the judge ruled. I have some highlighted parts here that I think are important in the judge's ruling on Trump's use of the National Guard in California. He said there was no rebellion, which was the emergency quoted to do this, nor was civilian law enforcement unable to respond to the protests and enforce the law, which is what I saw in person. In short, Trump violated the Posse Comitatus Act. His goal was to create a national police force with the president as its chief. And it's pretty clear that's the goal, is to federalize the National Guard so that you have a directly responding to you national police force that you can put into different cities at your will against the governor's wishes. We've never had before this, outside of the civil rights riots in like Alabama. That was the one time that you can't send National Guard in without the governors asking for it.
We've taken in almost $17 trillion of investment is coming in. Most of it is coming because of tariffs. And if for some reason somebody wanted to be politically correct, I actually think it's unpolitically correct. I think politically correct is to approve it because there's nothing so popular as what's happened to our country. Our country is doing so well. But we had a liberal court gave us a very shocking ruling. And that ruling is basically saying that the trillions of dollars that are pouring into our country, putting us in a position like no country is anywhere.
It's like a constant stream of bullshit and I can't talk over it, okay? The court ruled that the president constitutionally does not have the power to declare tariffs. It's with Congress, which it always has been. That's all they ruled. Okay? And he's been declaring a state of emergency on every country in the world that requires him to step in and do the tariffs for us unilaterally. They blocked that. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. We'll see what they say. But the idea that it's like some woke thing is crazy. This is Mike Pence, his former VP, who has been tweeting, "The Constitution gives Congress the power to levy taxes and tariffs," quoting Article 1, Section 8. "The president has no authority in the Constitution to unilaterally impose tariffs without an act of Congress. To restore the power to levy tariffs back to the American people, Congress should take immediate steps to reclaim their constitutional authority on tariffs." Now, nobody's more liberal and woke than Mike Pence. Well, I gotta say, he's alive and well. He's still got it. He's still got that Donnie T charm, dude. He's out there and kicking. I feel bad for JD Vance. He got his hopes up. One more thing I wanted to say. I was going to make a bigger story about this, but I'll just tack it on because we talked about tariffs and them getting overruled. One interesting thing happened. If you guys don't know, this is Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. And as much as I am not a fan of Donald J. Trump, this is the guy I am least a fan of in the entire administration. I think Howard Lutnick is a sleazy used car salesman. I think he knows nothing. He lies all the time, and he's using this position to get himself wealthy. An interesting thing about Howard Lutnick is that his firm that he worked at before joining the administration, Cantor Fitzgerald, is making massive bets that the tariffs will get canceled. Let's say you owe a big, you're an American company and you import a bunch of, I don't know, this is USA, okay? You're an American company and you import a bunch of French wine or something, and you have to pay a tariff at the dock, okay, when it arrives. So let's say you pay $30 million, you did a big import. If the tariffs get blocked by the courts, if the Supreme Court rules that the tariffs were illegal, then you get this refunded. The government will have to refund this. However, if you're worried about that not happening or you need cash now, You can sell this debt. You can sell this promise. So Cantor Fitzgerald's been buying these up for pennies on the dollar. So they might pay like 1 or 2 million, but they get your full refund if it happens. And they've been buying these up hand over fist. So basically, listen, I don't know what Howard Lutnick's inside track is, but he's making a big bet, or at least his family is, since he's not officially involved, making a big bet that the tariffs will get blocked by the courts, and then he will make a huge amount of money off of it, which is weird because he's on TV all the time talking up tariffs while simultaneously making huge bets against them. I just wanted to show it. It's very odd. Anyway, I'm certain that it doesn't violate any ethical codes, I'll tell you that.